Russia threatens Poland in lengthy letter days before Joe Biden's visit.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, on Monday threatened Poland in a lengthy letter, just days before U.S. President Joe Biden is due to visit the country. The interests of the citizens of Poland have been sacrificed due to Russophobia of mediocre politicians and their puppeteers from across the ocean with clear signs of senile insanity, the former Russian president and prime minister wrote in a post on his Telegram channel. It's absolutely and completely right that it is expensive and thoughtless. But Poland can no longer take into account the costs. Everything that Poland could lose due to its long-term pathological Russophobia has already been lost, he continued. Poland, and Polish propaganda, is the most vicious, vulgar and shrill critic of Russia. Community of political idiots, wrote Medvedev. Poland forgets Soviet army liberated it from Nazi occupation instead. Soviet occupation is equated with Nazism. This is a deceitful and disgusting rhetoric, he added, saying that Poland's decision to abandon the purchase of Russian gas, oil and coal and the opposition to Nord Stream 2 has already caused serious damage to the economy of this country. His criticism of Poland came shortly after White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Biden will visit the country during his trip this week to Europe for urgent talks with NATO and European allies. In a statement Sunday night, Psaki said Biden will make a stop in Poland after traveling to Brussels.
This post received a score of 54,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Clear signs of senile insanity, is how some people describe Putin's war, so he's on the right track, just talking about the wrong country.
Right. Putin has lost his goddamn midi and gone full fascist dictator. Obviously specializing in propaganda. His army is shit though.
He didn't though. This war is a culmination of his life's work for the last 20 years. He's been building up to this, it's his legacy. He's always been at a war footing with the West and Western ideologies. He's been planning this for a long time, just when how he didn't expect it to go.
Yes, Putin wants to bring back the USSR and the Warsaw Pact in one shape or another and has been working towards it since at least 1999. This feels different and, from what I've seen, sloppy. It boosted European unity, pushed Finland and Sweden closer to the EU and even NATO, made Russia an international pariah, put it in the receiving end of crippling sanctions, etc. I wonder what's really happening behind the scenes.
He was told that the comedian president would immediately surrender. He was told that Joe Biden was weak and failed to note that Joe is a career politician and he's cranky as shit. TLDR, when you rule through fear, people only tell you what you want to hear. When you only hear what you want to hear, you make really shitty decisions.
A recent BBC article expressed it something like, this invasion was planned how an ex-KGB agent would plan it, i.e. shrouded in secrecy. Personally, I believe this invasion idea has been stewing in the back of Putin's mind for a long time. However, that doesn't exclude the possibility that the execution and planning was a much more sudden decision. Putin has surrounded himself with yes men, or rather isolated himself from everyone bar a very small circle of people with a similar world view, but at least to me it still seems like the plan was rushed and half-baked.
Shrouded in secrecy, but like 1930s secrecy. Like when I tell my neighbor in CIV6, no, don't worry. The troops on the border are not going to invade. All is fine, all is good. I denounce you. But no, I won't invade. I declare war. Like holy shit, we've had satellites watching them build up and move the manpower and material needed for this, and Putin still thought he was tricking people.
It was referring to keeping his actual plan secret from anyone outside his inner circle. Obviously it wasn't a secret that troops were amassing on the border, but the plans from there on allegedly were. Even if some Western intelligence suspected Putin's next steps, that doesn't negate the fact that you can't plan an effective invasion almost single-handedly while excluding people with actual expertise in the matter.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.